Good morning. Yes, it's a good morning. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Sunday morning at the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. So I'm Reverend Marietta Carter, a practitioner here at CSLN, and today I'm your host for today's service. I would also like to welcome all who are watching online, and I invite you to join us in person when you happen to be here in Nashville, Tennessee. Today we have Reverend Cath DePalma, who will be delivering our message. The title of her talk is Standing in the Power. We are also pleased to welcome Raven Baronettos. Thanks for the gentle laughter. We'll welcome her back to our stage. She's always a joy and delight, as is Reverend Cath. So today I'm going to start our service with this affirmation. We are an inclusive, open spiritual community for anyone seeking a higher connection to God. So if you've never been to a Center for Spiritual Living before, I would like to share a few things with you. We believe that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in the immortality and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever and ever expanding. We believe that there is only one God. There are many paths to this God, and we're here to love and honor you wherever you find yourself on your path. This Center for Spiritual Living is a haven of people, for people of all beliefs and lifestyles. We don't tell you what to think. We teach you how to think. So wherever you might find yourself on your journey, you're welcome here. Let's begin our service. And now I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you're able, place your hand over your heart and take another deep breath. And as we continue to breathe in, join with me in knowing the truth. Join me in the here and now and know with me that there is a power and a wisdom and a love that surrounds us right now. That same power that created the heavens and the earth is alive, and it's still creating through us all. It lives in each and every one of us, just yearning to create with every breath we breathe, because that is its nature. This infinite creative power, it never rests. It never stops creating for a moment. And because we are created in its likeness, it is our nature to live a creative life full of peace, harmony, and love. We are responsible for our own experiences in life today, so I invite you to live in the present, open up your hearts and minds, and feel Spirit moving in and around and through you. You listened to Spirit this morning and said yes, as Spirit guided you to be here today. So feel that inner connection. Join me in thanking everyone who is here, everyone who is listening, and anyone else who is joining us and contributing to this service by just being present and opening their hearts and being receptive to love. I bless Reverend Cath DePalma for her message today. I'm so thankful that Raven is here to share her musical talents, and with much gratitude, I give our practitioner, Lama Dickens. I thank her for her affirmative prayers and for sharing her love. I know that the message that is shared by all will assist us in knowing the truth about ourselves so we can climb higher to our greater good. Yes, I bless and give thanks for everyone's contributions in making today's experience happen. And so it is.
I'd like to thank Lisa and Mark and Judy for running the music for the last 3 or 4 weeks for me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
If I could look down on this path I walk from somewhere way up high, I could see the crooked road that I have come. I walked a mile with sorrow, I walked a mile with joy, and now I'm less afraid of either one. For every tear I cried, there's a smile that I have earned. For every worth enjoying, though I may not know where I'm going. I am not lost, I am exploring. I am not lost, I am exploring. Some people choose to live their lives on quiet avenues, while others find a place in the parade. Some like me are seekers, we take less traveled roads, believing we can find a better way. And though I get discouraged, I won't be turning back. I have joy as my compass and faith as my map. I am not lost, I am exploring. Life is an adventure worth enjoying, though I may not know where I'm going. I am not lost, I am exploring. I am not lost, I am exploring. All of us are headed for the same destination, so why not blaze a trail that's got imagination? I am not lost, I am exploring. Life is an adventure worth enjoying, though I may not know where I'm going. I am not lost, I am exploring. I am not lost, I am exploring. I am not lost, I am exploring.
That's Raven. Let's give it. End it out.
Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Yes, again. This is so beautiful seeing Larry back. Okay, I'd like to read something from Ernest Holmes. It comes out of the Science of Mind magazine, and it's an excerpt from the Science of Mind. Yeah, that's Ernest Holmes said. He just loves us so much that he keeps on giving. All right, this is now going to be on From the Father of Light to the Son of Love, page 77, October 2024 issue. Peace based on oneness. Our peace is not based on circumstances. It is based on the remembrance of our oneness with the divine truth of God, who is always and consistent and ever present. We are never separate from God. When our life seems to be in pieces, the presence is still our guiding light. Oneness exists as a spiritual truth in moments of joy and calm, as well as in moments of madness. The presence never leaves us. There are places across the globe right now that seem to be falling to pieces. May we each be willing to cultivate the consciousness of healing while the appearances of this chaos goes on. We have to see the good in it. Everything go beyond it to the truth. With every spiritual practice that we embody, we begin to normalize peace in our lives and build a culture of peace where our world begins to put these broken pieces of our families, our countries, our committees, our cities back together again in love. We choose to find the path of peace in these dark moments. We gain the strength, and the foundation of the world then becomes stabilized and illuminated. My life of practice kept us afloat in this dark time. Yes, I felt the loss, the grief, and the uncertainty, and many tears flowed. And then that was not to be denied. We don't deny. It was my portal of deep healing, my willingness to lean into God when things are falling apart, strengthen my faith and build my foundation to create again. What I know for sure is that my consciousness expanded, and it grew and evolved through the ashes of the fire. With every step, I choose to rise like the phoenix because my vision and my commitment to my practice was bigger than the problem. God's vision of my life led me onward. And this journey of healing, when your life falls to pieces, is a very interesting one. It takes enormous courage to face disaster and trauma and not be taken down by these crises. What I knew then, with my home lost, was the spiritual tools that I possessed would create a foundation for my family to stand on. So in other words, God is the power for good that we all can use. And now we can do our spiritual mind treatment. I'd like you to take these words and make them your own. Just really personalize them for yourself. I know that there is only one power, one source, one substance, one infinite intelligence that I choose to call God. It is the source of all unity, joy, and peace. This divine presence is pure love, and it is always open and responsive to all that is. For it is giving itself fully in every moment to its creation. It's overflowing with infinite possibilities and opulent goodness. And I know that there is one life, and that life is perfect, and that life is God. And I know that I'm one with this perfect life right now. And I know that I am one with the power for good that enables me to help others and to bless the whole world. I am one with its rhythm and pulsation of this universe, one with serenity, peace, and joy. I realize that I am one with all people, the one with the silent power and forever flows through me and them, which blesses and heals and prospers all of us. I declare my whole physical being is animated by divine spirit. And if there is anything in it that does not belong, it is just cast out, and it's replaced with the spiritual truth. I know this power for good responds to me and brings into my experience everything that is necessary for my unfoldment, for happiness, health, and success. I am very grateful. I am so thankful to experience a world that works for everyone. I am grateful that God gives us everything we need, now and forever. I am overjoyed with so much gratitude for knowing that the spiritual truth, this oneness of spirit, that's who we are. I appreciate all the talented workers, the volunteers, the members here, and this creates our whole wonderful community. But most of all, I am so grateful to God and Ernest Holmes because it's changed our lives. I happily release my word into the infinite law of mind and action, knowing that my word is the power of God. All this good or even greater good has already manifested right here and right now. And it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
I've seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best, when I sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. And it always seems the hardest when I made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, spreads his wings and just gives in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. I guess he knows that every storm subsides. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course. No more thinking that I know where this river's meant to go. I have railed against the stars for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I never won, for the heartache that I felt. But it always seems when I let go expectation and regret, life has plenty of surprises for me yet. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea.
Raven Barrantes, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Good afternoon, friends. Well, we're talking about standing in our power today. You ready? Oh my, that's a big one. So there's a great little story that I heard quite a while ago about Marilyn Monroe, the famous gorgeous blonde actress, was walking down the street one day without anyone recognizing her. Now, in her day, if you saw her, you would know her. She was considered the most popular sex symbol of the 50s. That's how we talked about women in the 50s. I think we've come a long way, right? She was famous. So someone said, how could that be? How could she not be recognized for who she was? And they decided to ask her. And so they asked her, and she said, I hadn't turned her on yet. I hadn't turned her on yet. She hadn't turned on her aliveness, her essence, her power. So, how does that apply to us? Sometimes, we do want to just walk down the street and be incognito, right? We just want to have some quiet time to ourselves. Sometimes we kind of live there and we stick to that old story of ourselves, or that small story of ourselves. So while we don't have to turn on our public image like she did, we do need to turn on our essence, our power, ourselves. So, we can tell when someone is on or off, right? We might even say, you seem a little bit off today, or you're not yourself. We know when we are on. Things flow. Everything goes our way. The river just takes us with us. We are happy. I know you felt that way sometimes, right? Yes. So if we really want to live and experience all there is to life, we are going to have to turn on that larger part of us that is already there, our divine self, and be present to all that is there for us. When we live fully in the present moment, giving ourselves and everyone else our best love and attention, we rock. Things work. Energy abounds. We are magnets for good. We talk about that magnetic personality. That's the attraction factor that is on in us because we turned it on. It really is always there. We just forget. And our fallback position is approaching life from that small self. And that really doesn't get us very far. When we're in that small self space, that timid place, that doesn't get us where we really want to go. So I remind myself when I'm going into a beautiful room with everyone here that God is on. I remember my husband and I, we would be driving to our center in Orlando, and we would say to each other before we walked in the door, God, you're on, or Goddess, you're on, just to remind ourselves that, we're something so much more than we appear to be. Let's bring our whole self into the room. Let's be that healing presence. Let something else take over in us because our small self is, it's good, but it only takes you so far. So, how we show up every day makes a difference to the world. No matter how we feel or what we face, we are that power and presence of spirit, and knowing that changes everything. It changes everything. It's a game changer, a life changer. Chaim Janot wrote the book Teacher and Child, a book for parents and teachers. And this is what he says. I have come to the frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element. It is my personal approach that creates the climate. It is my daily mood that makes the weather. I possess tremendous power to make life miserable or joyous. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate or humor, hurt or heal. In all situations, it is my response that decides whether a crisis is escalated or de-escalated, and a person is humanized or dehumanized. If we treat people as they are, we make them worse. If we treat people as they ought to be, we help them become what they are capable of becoming. Yes, we are that decisive element. We can't be impressed with what others are saying or doing unless we want to attract more of the same. We need to stay focused, have that tunnel vision. Remember, there is a greater reality, which is love. Which is love. And if we do that, more love will come into our life. We don't have to wait for anyone or anything to change. We have to be the change. I know you've heard that before. We have to be the change that we want to see. That changes everything. And that's where we want to be, and that will give us what we really want most. Love. Love is a beautiful thing. It'll make us happy. So let's take a look at a life that's operating from a higher place. Daniel Humm is a Swiss chef. Some of you might have seen him on one of the Netflix shows. In his early 40s, he owned a restaurant called 11 Madison Park in New York City. In 2010, his restaurant got an award for being one of the top 50 restaurants. And more recently, they got an award for being #1 in the world. How did he accomplish that? He not only believes in exceptional, delicious dishes, but along with that, gracious service. Everything is done with great care and exquisite attention to detail. They even set an intention for every new dish that they create. The creative process in action. So let's have a video and see a little bit about Chef Humm.
I feel that I'm still at the very beginning in some ways. I'm a little bit more than 40 now, and I'm still as excited as I've always been. There's a great Miles Davis quote that comes to mind: "You have to know the rules before you can break them." You know, in the end of the day, cooking is very much a craft. What makes great chefs and great artists is their intention. When things are going really well and everything is the way you want it, it is really also the time you need to really question everything and really you need to think about change. I've heard people say like, "Oh, I'm not the creative type. That's not really my strength." And I think that is just an excuse. I think every person, every individual is extremely creative. In this environment, in our restaurant at 11 Madison Park, it is not an option to not be creative. I'm a searcher for beauty in art, in design, in architecture, of course, in food, in fashion, really anywhere. Beauty today maybe means something different than it did 15 years ago. Today, it's really about effortless beauty. I guess I just got lucky to have found a profession that gives me so much pleasure.
You'll never plate your food the same way again. Details matter. Intention matters. You know, can you imagine how much more delicious and satisfying that food is prepared with all that love and attention, you know, that goes into the preparation of it? Can you imagine how much more well-fed on multiple levels that his patrons must be? I don't know if he knows whether he's working with the creative process or not. It doesn't really matter because he's doing it, right? That's all that matters. And this is what he says. He says, our best work comes when we really challenge each other. It's not always easy, but it has made us unstoppable. What an affirmation. What the video doesn't share is that weeks after the restaurant received the #1 award, he did something that no one saw coming. He closed down the restaurant. Why? Well, to quote Willem de Kooning, the famous Dutch-American abstract expressionist, that's a mouthful, who inspires him, who said, I have to change to stay the same. I have to change to stay the same. So what he was really saying is I too have to keep growing and expanding. I can't keep doing things the same way and expect different and better results. I have to up my game. So he knew that he couldn't rest on his laurels. He had to keep pushing and expanding himself and those around him. And he said it's easy to get to be number one, and it's much more difficult to stay there. So he decided to create a new, better than ever menu, plus have a whole new look to the restaurant that more accurately reflected the new intention that he wanted to achieve. One of the things that they did while they were breaking down the original restaurant was to melt down all of the pots and pans and anything metal along with them. Now, I don't even know how you do that. How do you do that? It's not like you can just put it on the burner or in the oven. Out of all of that metal, that old metal, they proceeded to create a step for the entrance of the new restaurant. So anyone walking into the new idea of them had to walk over this old, now very expensive looking metal step in order to get inside. That's called transcending and including. He says, passion is not a hobby. You have to be willing to put your whole heart and soul into what you're creating, and there is always something that you have to give up in order for what is most important to us. I love this story. I think we need more stories like this. Someone immersed in the creative process, it helps us to stay awake to the possibilities that are there for us in our worlds, the preciousness of life, that there's something greater waiting to be tapped into. There's more for us to, we can be more of who we came here to be. So what we do affects everyone and everything, every little detail. The way we do things affects the collective. The success we achieve for all. The things we rise above and get beyond, we do for each other. We do for all. Why? Because we're one. We are one. I don't think you have to go out and create a restaurant. That's not the point. I don't think we all have to become really good cooks or chefs. That's not the point either. The question is, what are we called to do? What has our name on it? How can we do it with greater passion and love and joy? How can we live with more gusto? What if we really knew that we were invincible spirits incarnated into these physical bodies? What if we really knew that? What if we really knew that we were backed by an entire universe in our every desire? The universe wants us as itself to succeed and to enjoy the paradise and opportunity that it has created. Andrew Cohen, author of Evolutionary Enlightenment, writes, "It needs us on this level of things to expand itself." And in this thing called You by Ernest Holmes, he writes, "You exist that divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you." Through us. So just like Chef Hum, we always have an opportunity to create something fresh, new, alive, new out of what was our yesterdays, and push beyond the boundaries of what is possible. We have to change to stay the same, or we stay at the level that we are. Life really is demanding us all to evolve, play a larger role in the game in order to thrive and be happy. This doesn't mean we have to go out and do great things. It's the small things that we do with extra attention and care in every single interaction that we have. Let the universe be concerned about the bigger things. They will happen for us if we continue to live in this way. If we continue to live this way, the bigger things just automatically come in. So like Chef Hum's restaurant, we can create a sacred container here, a sacred space, an atmosphere, a culture, a strong, creative, loving environment with this community, within our relationships, our marriages, our partnerships, in which we can all live, play, work together, demonstrating results that support us all. Continuously surpassing what has been, especially in regards to loving one another. That is the most important thing. So if we want to achieve the rewards of living an exceptional life, we must put it all on the table. We must open our hearts, let down our ego defenses, and go for it. And let's come from a place of greater love today as we take a second collection, generously giving to one of our centers in Sarasota who have just gone through a storm. And not giving from a place of pity, but rather out of compassion and knowing their strength and resilience. Giving from a place of power, of self-sufficiency, recognizing that same power moves through them as they move through whatever difficulties they are facing in Asheville, in Sarasota, wherever it might be. And then there's, before I see you next, then there's the election. I'm just going to say a few words. You all have a right to make your own decisions. But let me just approach it from a metaphysical point or from a spiritual point. While you will do your thing, let's keep our focus on knowing that the highest and best is happening for everyone involved. Let's keep our focus on the God qualities. We're not supposed to, I know we have to vote, but I know we're supposed to not define what happens either. Stay focused on the God qualities of love, peace, harmony, tranquility, joy, abundance. Each day from here on out. Doesn't hurt to do it for the rest of your life either. So that we have the greatest possible outcome. You know, when we decide to align with spirit, which is aligning with those God qualities or spirit's qualities, and we follow Spirit's lead to come from love for us all, that's when things can happen. That's when shifts take place. And when we do this, it really doesn't matter what happens because we still succeed. We succeed no matter what. We turn on our own power or we take it back, even though you can't really do that, but we say that. You know, I took my power back. It's still effective. We turn our power on, we take our power back as we remember that we create our reality and our thoughts and our spiritual practices make a difference. We have to turn our power on within us and use it for good. It's not just about turning it on and knowing that it's there. We have to put it and use it for good. So I invite you today to join me for a special workshop following this service called Being in Healthy, Thriving Community Together, and learn how healthy, thriving communities are set up to succeed. Together, we are doing great things. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Cath. Now it's the time to give back to what serves us. I would like to thank our ushers, Katie Griffith and Gary Huffman, for volunteering today, and I'm going to ask them to come forward. If something has touched your heart, there are many ways that you can share your gift with us. You can place the gift in the offering basket that will be coming around. You can use a credit card in our bookstore, or you can find a QR code in the lobby out front. As Reverend Cath just said, we're going to be taking 2 collections today. The first one supports this Center for Spiritual Living. Our ushers will come back around and take a second offering. This offering is something that we will give out of love to our fellow Center for Spiritual Living in Sarasota. So I encourage you to show your love and support for both organizations. Please join. Do what?
Would we make the second check out to CSLN or CSLN Sarasota? CSLN.
See,
Our center, and then he'll send them the money either electronically.
it's a great question, Gordon. So if y'all would like to make a check, y'all can make the check or address the check to CSL Nashville, and we will, as Lucia said, we will transfer your funds to Sarasota. If you just say Sarasota on it, they're pretty intelligent folks back there, and they can figure this out, okay? Yeah. So for our online viewers, please make a contribution on our website that you see online. You can contribute. Would love to take your gifts for our center and for CSL Sarasota. Please say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
When a step seems too hard to take, every turn feels like a big mistake, makes you want to close your eyes and hide. Trust yourself, even if you're scared. Don't give up, don't give in to fear. All the strength you seek, you'll find inside. Open up, spread your wings and rise above. The cloud that's in your mind that blinds you to who you really are. Don't waste your time.
Raven Barrientos, everybody. Thank you.
Oh, a big thank you to our speaker, Reverend Cath DePalma. I'm just going to add, if y'all don't know, she is one of us right now, okay? She has a title of interim minister. She's our minister. She'd love to hear from y'all. She's listened to me, so she listens to me. I know she can listen to y'all too. So, please use her, help her, let's build this community to a loving, wonderful, thriving place to be. I'm also going to say thank you, Raven, for being here today. Larry Faragali, thank you. And our team, Mark and Don. And some people behind the scenes that you don't know, Barbara Wilson and Ola Shahada, they are taking care of our kids. And AJ, of course, I don't see AJ. There's AJ. Okay, sorry. He gets to sit down today. And Dell and Ray, sorry. Thank you for your service. Yeah, right. But most importantly, I'd like to thank all of y'all who are here today for making this service possible. I have a few announcements. Our second community workshop, as Reverend Cath had just said, is after service today. The focus of this workshop is on being in a healthy, thriving community. Participants will discover what a healthy spiritual community is all about. We are asking for someone to help clean up after the workshop. So I know it's kind of fun to sit and chit-chat with your bestie after the workshop, but if you could just be mindful and somebody come forward to really help clean it up and leave it better than what we found. It's a Girl Scout motto, and I encourage y'all to embrace it. We are asking for volunteers to help organize a giving drive that helps women who are survivors of human trafficking. Please contact Becky Mayer right over here if you're interested in volunteering. Becky, I didn't have your contact information, but I'm sure we can find it online, right? Yes. So we have people who gave today. If you'd like to know more about it, ask Becky. She knows everything. We are also accepting applications for our bookkeeper position. If you're interested, please submit your resume to admin@cslnashville.org. If you'd like any details regarding any of our announcements or anything that you may have seen on the screen before our service, please look online. Or you can look online for our website or our newsletter. So before I'm going to close the service, I'm going to thank all of the visitors who may be here joining us today. We don't ask you to stand, but we do ask you to go into this little room over here and meet and greet with us, because we would like to meet each and every one of you. If I would like our practitioners, Reverend Cath, Reverend Lynn, to come forward. If there's something that is heavy on your heart, or if there's something of your heart's desire, please do not leave here today without allowing us the opportunity to pray and treat for you. So if there's anything you'd like to do, attract a new career, or find a new life partner, or a new job, have more abundance or harmony, please reach out to one of these professionals. Or you can go to our website and you can choose your own practitioner online. I'd like to close the service with an ending treatment. So once again, if you could just close your eyes. If you just breathe in, center yourself. I'm going to say this treatment in the first tense, but please make it personal to yourself. Please know with me that God, the one source and substance of all things, is a giver of all good, for God is good, and God is love. Love is always present, and it is a constant in my life. The Spirit of love moves through all of us, and we can experience the highest and best. It moves through us so we can experience heaven on earth. So what is true of God is also true of who and what I am. It is up to me. It is up to each one of us to find our own peace and to live a life in unity with one another. I believe in love, peace, harmony, and anything that is opposite of that is simply a human misunderstanding of truth. There is no duality. There is no good and evil. When our light shines, when our goodness shines, darkness dissipates into the nothingness from which it came, and I accept this truth as my own. Today, I turn it on and I stand in my power. So by letting go of thoughts and feelings or that stuff that does not serve me or others, I let go of any kind of framework that interferes with me from fully experiencing love. I have to constantly change in order to be what I was meant to be. So I say yes. I say yes to love. I gain a deeper connection to myself and the world around me, and love keeps us together for our mutual good. It also lets us separate with ease and grace. So I allow the law of elimination to remove any idea or emotion that could block me in any way or limit the perfect fulfillment of love in my life. It matters not what anyone else chooses. Today, I choose to face every situation before me with an open mind, an open heart, and an open will to live in the present and love the beauty in the moment. Love is the I am that I am. It flows to me like a peaceful river, undisturbed by circumstances, and I invite all to affirm with me that I am an individualized expression of love. Yes, I speak my word of love, knowing that it goes forth and it circles back to me. I give thanks to the many teachers and leaders who've come before me and who may be a part of our community now. I know I may not have always appreciated those who have come before me, but I give thanks for the growth that is happening because of conflict and change. So today I go forth, connecting with all in the oneness of love. And as I set this course for today, tomorrow will follow with ease. I release my words to the law, expecting and accepting this or something even better. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, let's all stand and sing our closing song, which the lyrics are going to show up any second. I know they are. I know they are. Think of your fellow man, give him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. Seems getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait. See, come on, put a little love in your heart. 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 Put it in. Put a little love in your heart. Turn it on down. Put a little love in your heart. In your heart now. Put a little love in your heart.
Beautiful and talented.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at loveCSLN.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.